Today we're going to be playing some aggro Shadow Priest. Now, I did actually play a very similar list to this just a few weeks ago, and I normally don't like playing the same deck twice on the channel, but I think the deck is actually really good, and I haven't seen anyone else playing it. I got Legend with it today. I went 50 and 25, so a very solid 67% win rate, and the only class I was losing to was actually Warrior. So our goal with this deck is simple. We really just want to curve out. We've got all the best 1-drops, all the best 2-drops. We've got Cathedral of Atonement, which is really good for anything that we can manage to stick to the board. It's particularly good with Partner in Crime on turn 4. We've got Okani and Najak, which are situational, but in the right situation, they're extremely powerful. And then we've got a little bit of reach out of Void Shard. And, like any good Hearthstone deck, we've also got some scam potential with Pelagos. The only real activator we have for it is Shadow Word Devour, but it turns out that's a pretty disgusting combo, especially when you can draw Devour pretty consistently with Twilight Deceptor. And finally, since the last time I played this deck, I did make one cheeky addition, which is Ashen Elemental. A 3-mana 2/4 with Battlecry. Whenever your opponent draws a card next turn, they take 2 damage. So I put this in the deck because I was tilted that my rogue opponents had Edwin on turn 3 every single game and always drew like 5 cards. And I thought this would be kind of a funny deterrent to it. That hasn't really lined up yet. But it turns out in this deck, a 3-mana 2/4 that deals 2 damage really just isn't that bad. And maybe it discourages Edwin, maybe it discourages like a Nourish or a Miracle Growth or something like that. And keep in mind, it does still combo with Void Touched Attendant, which is kind of nice. Alright, up against Druid. I definitely like Peasant. I think I want to try to find Cathedral for Partner in Crime. But Defias Leper is pretty good for board control if I can find a shadow spell. But I don't know, if I keep 3, it's like hard to have a shadow spell. Let's just keep these 2. Trog is also really good against Druid, depending on what kind. Okay, it's a slow Druid. Definitely don't need Defias against slow Druid. So they can Hero Power Peasant here, but that means they're not playing Jerry Rig Carpenter, so pretty happy about that. Really, more scared of Trog than Peasant. Oh, drew the good card. Probably just play Twilight Deceptor here, right? So, am I using my Cathedral next turn? It's always kind of a weird curve with Partner in Crime. I can just play Okani on 4, though. I think I hold the Cathedral here. I really want to go Partner in Crime on 4 and 6. I think without the second Partner in Crime, it looks a lot better to use the first one here and then just play Okani. Like, this would be a pretty good turn to Okani to try to block like a Nourish. But they could also have Guff, and they could have like Aquatic Form or something. And they do have Guff. This is going into turn 8. I could play Ashen Elemental to block, not block, but deal some damage against Miracle Growth. And with the Ashen Elemental, I can go double Void Touched Attendant. They could play Scale of Onyxia. I have a lot of stats against Scale of Onyxia, though. Let's separate these for the Devourer. And the Ashen Elemental deals 4 damage because of the Void Touched Attendants, so that's kind of sick. Come on, play Miracle Growth. Take 12 damage. Okay, Topior is really scary. I don't think Topior is likely to do enough here, though. I have 6 from no board. Yeah, you're probably just dead on board, right? But just in case you're not, I'll go ahead and show these. Oh, we love the Ramp Druid matchup. It's just so free. This is a pretty solid curve, I would say. Peasant can just get hero powered, which isn't great, but yeah, it's fine. I guess the nightmare is they have coin Snow Flurry, but if it's just coin hero power, it's fine. Okay, still a good buff target. And putting the cook up to 3, it does draw a card, which is very nice. Okay, Partner in Crime is looking like my turn 5 play. Maybe I even slap a Devour on it to make it huge. Not totally sure, though. That's your turn? Dude, just pick up your cards and go home. Well, as much as I like spending all my mana, I think drawing an extra card off this cook is better than playing Ashen Elemental. Okay. Oh man, I don't get to push 3 here if I go for Partner in Crime, but Partner in Crime... Well, Pelagos is interesting, but I think Partner in Crime still has to be the play. And then probably just Peasant. I mean, there's no way I'm playing Shadow or Devour here. Alright. Choose not to freeze here. Kind of interesting, but it does make sense. I think I develop a 5/6 this turn. 5/7 even. Could have been a good turn to get another Cathedral down, but I think 5/7 is just better. I am probably getting Deathborn here, which kind of sucks. It's actually not that good. Hopefully the skeleton doesn't snipe the cook. Oh, it's just Cold Case. Okay. So Pelagos does a lot here. It puts 11 extra damage on this cook. I think I have 25 damage here. I could also just go Partner in Crime plus this and just assume that I'll always have Pelagos. I don't know if it's fair to assume that Pelagos always does this much damage, though. Alright, opponent's at 5 and I have double Void Shard in hand. They can play Varden here, which gains 9 armor, but there's no way that deals with my Crooked Cook. So I think this is just a good old-fashioned Shadow Priest stomp. Okay, you dealt with all my small garbage. I do have 3 damage from hand, 4 damage from hand through that. I don't think this is quite lethal. 4. This actually does 2 through a solid alibi, so 6, 7, 8. I'm probably overthinking this. I don't think it really matters that much what I do here. But it probably makes sense to Okani something like Blizzard. And then every point of damage matters, I guess. So what's the scariest thing they could do? Magister Dawngrasp casting Solid Alibi? But that takes up their Cold Case slot, so they don't gain the extra armor. Oh, that's an unfortunate target. Alright, no Solid Alibi. Alright, definitely like Cathedral and Void Touched Attendant. Defias Leopard does fit the curve, but it kind of sucks. I'd rather hit any of my other twos. I'd rather hit Partner in Crime, probably. But I don't know, if I happen to pick up a Shadow Spell, Defias Leopard, it's not good against Priest, though. Could even toss the Void Touched Attendant, but I think it's nice to get the damage online against Priest. I don't know. Maybe I just really want to make sure I'm curving out so Cathedral can hit something on curve. And then if I happen to draw a different 2-mana minion, or even like a Peasant or something, maybe I can just play that instead. Alright, Twilight Deceptor is very good, assuming this doesn't die, which I don't think this dies very often. They could have Holy Smite, but I think Holy Smite got cut for the light it burns, right? Oh, Chaplain. I do think Chaplain is better than Deceptor here, because there's no real reason that I would need a Shadow Spell anytime soon. So we'll just make the board as sticky as possible for Cathedral. Venomous Scorpid is the worst case scenario. Oh, that's the worst case scenario for sure. I guess I can go, like, hit face, Twilight Deceptor, and then if it's Shadow Word Devour, I can bump and devour this. Kinda just want to get Cathedral online. Am I trading into the Scorpid? Trading into it's pretty miserable. This is definitely kind of weird. I'm giving my opponent the opportunity to value trade and then heal, but I don't think they want to be healing. So they can either just straight up trade here, or they can trade here and then I can hero power. Neither outcome was great for me, but I think it was kind of fine. Alright, Partner in Crime. I'm just going to play Partner in Crime next turn. I have played against Priest a handful of times, but I've never seen a Light Shower Elemental somehow. I think that is the scariest card, although Theotar stealing my Partner in Crime is also really annoying. Yep, took the Partner in Crime. Amulet doesn't do anything for me, right? I can resurrect Najak, so it doesn't do anything for me. So, what am I doing here? Maybe I'm just playing Okani. Let's go ahead and buff this. Oh, Crooked Cook is so appealing. Do I care about getting Okani online to block Partner in Crime? Not really. I kind of want to play it going into turn 6 because I think Light Shower Elemental just hurts so much. Let's go ahead and draw Pelagos with double Shadow Word Devour. That would be great. Also, I did pick up Najak, so if they play like Spirit Guide or Light Shower Elemental, that's a pretty good answer to it. Okay, that is pretty rough. Could have spread out the buffs from Cathedral to play around that a bit. But I don't know, I didn't want to make this a 3-3 that they could just trade into. I guess it didn't really matter with that outcome. Definitely counter minion here. I have a lot of damage next turn. This board does 9, and then I have another 6. So 15, and Void Touch Attendant does 6 as well. So I can push a lot here. I already forgot how much I said it was. I think it's 21 though. 23 with this. I mean, I'm pretty sure I just push damage, right? Alright, they're at 1. They need to deal with my board. The nightmare here is Blackwater Behemoth. I can actually steal Blackwater Behemoth though. Maybe it's not that bad. But then these just kill my Najak, so it's probably pretty bad. But also, Pelagos is probably just straight up lethal. What does face mean here? Oh, clean the scene. That does kill everything, doesn't it? Alright, well, if I can draw Void Shard or Defias Leper, easy lethal. Cool. That Scorpidon 2 is definitely pretty scary. But we just had too much pressure. Probably could have used my Cathedral in a way to play around clean the scene. Honestly, forgot that card existed. Alright, Peasant is nice. We're up against a Mage. So, like, Peasant into Deceptor is good, but if they coin Hero Power my Peasant, it's not that good. I guess I could just keep Twilight Deceptor and Pelagos, since Deceptor draws Shadow or Devour 50% of the time. But man, this hand, like, really sucks if they Hero Power my Peasant, which I feel like they're so likely to do. But, I don't know, Pelagos is also just kind of nuts. Maybe the card I should have mulliganed was Peasant. Try to find any other 1-drop. What an interesting turn 1. I think Dredger Staff is better. This turn is much easier. We did draw Shadow or Devour. I think I am just going to play Pelagos next turn. It's kind of unlikely that it gets too messed up. Defias Leper's not bad. But I think we're Pelagosing. Am I killing Far Watchpost? To kill it, I have to trade off a minion. Which, it makes my whatever I target with Shadow or Devour 2 smaller. So I think next turn I'd rather bump into this and then kill it with Devour. Maybe I even finish this off with Defias Leper. Alright, do they freeze the 1/7? They do. Might still just go ahead and buff it. It's so easy for them to just... Well, I don't know. It's hard for them to, like, flurry it here. I don't think I want Defias Leper to be in hero power range. So we'll start with this. Alright, 11/11 Pelagos. Two mana Battlecry minion. Okay. So, if I'm getting Barbaric Sorceress next turn, I want to play this Void Shard so they can't discount anything. I think avoiding a Sorceress makes a lot of sense here. So I'm dumping my spells, basically. They can freeze here. I do only have 5, but since they're not, or they're probably not a Blizzard deck, it's going to be hard for them to continue freezing Pelagos. They do have Belinda. And they did get Rune. Buff this one so it doesn't die to Skeleton. Am I hero powering Skeleton? Makes it harder for them to deal with Pelagos. I'm just getting ruined this turn. Maybe if I'm getting ruined here, I don't mind Peasant getting hit by the Skeleton, so I could just play it first. Also, if I'm getting ruined, maybe I'm just straight up going face. Push 9? God, 9 is kind of small. I don't know. I mean, sometimes Rune of the Archmage doesn't hit an AoE. And by going face here, I mean, I do have another Void Shard in deck. That can help a lot. I've got Ashen Elementals. I've got Defias Leper. I feel like going for Drakefire Amulet over Rune is so brave here. They did manage to nail a taunt, though. Okay, so you have to double trade into this. I can push 5 here. Void Touch Attendant. So I play this. Buff this up to 4, 6, 8. Push with that. I mean, I am playing this. Doesn't ever make sense to buff my 5 power minion, I think. So I'm only going face with one thing here. I guess I could trade like this to go face with 2 things, but that doesn't actually get me any damage. I can always get this damage off the hero power next turn. Okay, they get armor anyway. This does cast a Drakefire Amulet, which I guess is why they wanted to play it last turn. And they hit a rush minion. Yeah. Definitely just in trouble here. Najak. Actually, with Najak, I'm still in it. Steal this, it has rush. And then I guess just do this. This is definitely still winnable. I only need 1 minion to stick for Void Shard to be lethal. Their hero power does 6 now. I have 6 damage. I think Ashen Elemental number 2 is lethal. Right? Oh, beautiful! Oh man, that game was... that was scary. Gildon. The double Swined pack. Reverse Hollow Azelf. I think I have one of those already. And an Overquill.